Welcome to my channel, Shodan 1197. My name is Roger Grimes. I'm glad you're here. In this video, I'm going to show you some of my sparring drills and exercises. I'm just going to give you a taste, just a little bit, but I'm also going to share with you some highlights from sparring that's on this channel. Stick around to the end. I usually start out with some warm-ups or some light stretches. Here's one of the things I like to do is bring my knee up, swing my foot up. You may have seen that in other videos. I do about 10 count usually, so I go 1, 2, and now you go to 10. Other side. Here's another thing I like to do is take my leg, I'll come out here and swing it back. So I want to get the hip flexors a little bit warmed up. So I just come around, you could do 10, maybe 15. Then I usually go into here where I'll pick up my leg up, push it down, bring it back. Here, you could do it like that. You can go a little bit fast, you can go slow, it works good. So here and back. So get things warmed up and loosened up. Another thing I like to do is put my hands here and rotate. All it depends on how I feel that day is going to dictate on what I do to warm up. Some days I can come out and just start kicking. But let's face it, at 49 years old, it's not going to be as easy anymore. That's why we need to do exercises to maintain it, keep the body flowing. To do some of my kicking exercises, I like to go slow. Here's one I like to do slow, is I'll take it here, I'll go in like an axe kick almost, but I didn't place my foot on the top. So I'm going to keep my feet kind of close together, lift, and then come up here. And then boom. Let's try it again, lift, and back. I can do the other side. That's one of the exercises I like to do. It's not always about kicking, but let's face it, as Kempo guys, kicking is one of the hardest things that we usually face. Because our system is mainly hands high, kicks low, mainly. So I'm going to throw some reverse punches in for this video. So I do a lot of reverse punches. So we could be here, we could be here. I'm going to do more of your fighting horse stance here. I'm going to shoot out reverse punch. So I just start throwing reverse punches out. Not trying to kill the bag, not trying to be tough on this. Just going through it. Sometimes going slower and not really having to kill myself by hitting too hard and twisting my wrist because I'm trying to be show off for the video. And I don't want that. But the idea of what I'm going to show you is here. If I go to punch, I start my hand moving first. Then I throw the reverse punch. 3 ways I've seen reverse punches kind of delivered. One, I've seen guys turn and punch at the same time. Okay, cool, you get there fast, but you lose power. Especially if someone's charging in and they jam you up and you don't deliver the power that you think you're throwing. I was one of those guys for a long time. Another one, turn then punch. That's cool, you get more power on it, but the problem is, if I'm turning, sometimes I'm squaring myself up and allowing my opponent, if he's a good fighter, to see that and throw a kick or a punch right to my solar plexus, knocking the air out of me. Then there's where you could start the punch, then turn. And that's what I like to practice. Henry Childers had us on a wall like this, 45 minutes throwing that punch. Thank you, Henry. Master Henry, too. So he's a 9th degree black belt. I respect him a lot. And, man, doing that class with him, it did help me become a better, puncher, better reverse punch on it. So it gave me a different perspective. Being more of this way, you don't see the punch really if you hide it behind your arm. And then by the time you deliver it, it's harder to block. So that's where I'm here. Now I can even move to close the distance for point fighting. Here, and then I'm walking right through it. So I think that's a good exercise there. Just work on that. I think of shaking a hand in secret, and then I turn it out to here. Kempo shield, classic Kempo technique. Block up, reverse punch. We were taught that as a defense, but it's also an offensive movement. So like you could raise your hand up showing somebody your hand and then throw the punch underneath. Great way to do it. But now as I was talking about this punch coming out this way, I could bring the hand up, or I could start the punch first and then bring the hand up. Now I could drop the hand on their head or face, whatever it is. So start the hand and you're there much faster. So if I'm going here, I'm already in motion. So that's one of the drills that I do. I practice that. And I actually use that in fighting. But what I do with my drills, I'll throw them 10, 20 times, sometimes 30 times. You don't want to just, no, you have to put things in perspective. Change the way you do things. I don't always do it the same. I don't always come straight up. Sometimes I'll block down 1, 2. Sometimes I'll step off the side. Boom. Sometimes, like when I'm fighting, I'll wait for somebody to move a certain way. So if we're squared up this way, and then my opponent moves over here, so now I'm more this way, instead of me sitting there trying to stay with them, I can shoot off right there. There's Kempo shield, or just that reverse punch. Some of my kicking drills, I'll hold my leg out and do different things. I'll hold it out, then I'll throw kicks. Hold it out, and do 5 count, 10 count. And I can do several reps, 5 to 10 reps. It's really a pain in the butt. No, literally, it kind of makes your butt cheeks cramp. It's a great exercise, but it sucks sometimes. It gets better if you keep doing it. But the nice thing about doing these things, you get more mobility. So when we start doing slow kicks or holding out, you get better mobility. So you move better in your hips and legs. So from here, another thing I like to do is throw roundhouse kicks. I like to throw them slow. I do like 50 when I do that. I'm not going to do 50 on the video, but I also change the level. Or I go 1, 2, 3. So I change the combo of kicks just to give a challenge and holding the leg out as I'm doing that. So if I'm here, I may be like this, slow, slow. Now another way I do things too is I bring it here and then I lift. That's another thing I do. Bring the kick out, then I'll lift the leg up. Man, is that tiring. But it's awesome. You become a better kicker. That's why I call it the championship fighting system. Not because I'm the greatest champion in the world, but the system, if you just train smarter, you get the right cat to do this stuff, man, they will definitely be a champion if they want. But the thing is, you can feel like a champion. If you train right, you feel better. Eat good foods. Right? So when you're working out more, you have to eat better. You don't want to eat all kinds of junk as you're doing this stuff. But eat better. So we come out here, kicking, holding, you know. Just have fun with this stuff. Trust me, you'll get better. Do some stretches. Here's another thing that I do to help improve on sparring. Is I get shadow box or I get hit the bag, but I'm not just hitting it for power or anything like that. I'm looking for fluid movements. Just like our technique in Kempo is 7 swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's teaching us to flow. It's a flow drill. It could be a speed drill too. A lot of people want to laugh about speed drills, but basically I'm learning how to move fast, smoothly. A lot of boxers have a combination 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see sometimes the boxers, if they're going 1, 2, and they're throwing this even though it's not there because it's so routine that they do that. But it's teaching them how to lace their punches. So that's what I want to do is lacing my strikes, kicking, punching. And then I get the flow too. It doesn't have to be fast. I can learn to come in. I can start throwing my combos. It doesn't have to be fast, but look how to move smoother. Then I start noticing I'm dropping my hands. Do I really want to fight like that? Not necessarily. I drop my hands a lot too. And sometimes I pay for it, and sometimes they pay for it. Oh, what do I mean by that? Okay, so mindset. I get my hands down. Then the guys want to throw a strike at where? My head. So I slip and move, and they walk right into things. Usually my back kick or side kick. So that's why a lot of times you see that. But I have a habit, sometimes when I'm throwing things, I'm dropping. That's not when I want to do that. That's something I need to work on myself. Question for you. Leave it in the comments too. What do you think you need to work on the most? That's a conversation starter. Leave that down in the comments. That'd be great to hear from you. Meltdown. Stance. Just basically what we're going to throw is a jab, a cross or a reverse punch, roundhouse kick. This can go to the head, it can go to the body, you can mix it up. Someone told me it was called meltdown because it's the quickest way to knock out. Go 1, 2, kick the head, they go out. Hands up here, I'm going to do the punch, I'm going to lay my leg on him and push up. This is what Bart Bell would have us do a lot of times in seminars. He didn't always have his punch, but he would have us come in here and do that as a warm-up. That's nice because we're not beating the crap out of each other's leg. Alright, so let's do that a little bit here. Go with the punch, 1, 2, and here.
That sucks. that it's not so tough to defend.
I've been on YouTube for a long time now. Since September 27th, 2007 to be exact. Now some of you guys have been with me maybe most of that time. Leave a comment below and let me know how long you've been following this channel. With that said, I had some people asking me, how do I donate to your channel? Well, honestly, I never set nothing up for donation. I don't want your money that way. If you do want to support this channel, there's a few ways you could do it. One, like leave the comments. Share the video. Leave a like. Another way you can support this channel is go to my Printify site and go buy some products there. Now this way you're not just donating money to me, but you're getting something out of it. You can go there at betterlife75.printify.me/products. Go check it out. It's not just the Shodan shirts or Kempo shirts. It's other things you can find on there too. Go check it out. And the final way you can support this channel is by supporting me personally. And buy my book, Lessons from the Cage, Life Lessons from MMA. I mean, it's a great read. It's not like you're going to just buy the book just to support me. You're going to get something that's positive and also interesting because it talks about the lessons I've learned out of the MMA. So when I did my cage fights, I put it out there. I put down the mistakes I made, some of the triumphs, some of the things I learned. It's a good book. So check it out on Amazon. You can find it on paperback, ebook, and also on Audible. Those are the ways you can support me. I'm glad that you've been here this long. God bless.